this video, we will see how we can work with the SignalR in our Angular application. First of all, we will create the hub connection with the specific URL and we will start that connection, and once we will receive any message from the broadcasting connection, then we will be trying to show that particular message in our page. Let us suppose here I am in send message page, and in our second client I am just in the message page. When I am sending some data, so it is showing some notification that click on bell to show the one message. So when I am clicking here, I am getting the message that has been received from the server. Again, when I am clicking on send data, so every time when I am clicking, it is updating the notification over here, and when we click over here, then we will be able to read all the message. Now if I am here in the message window and here I am sending some data, again I can see the notification over here. So with the help of SignalR, we are receiving the message that has been broadcast from the server, and we are just updating the things over here. Once we are getting the notification, we are updating the things accordingly. Now what if we are having multiple clients and something has been updated from some other application? Let us try to send some data from the postman. So we have this particular URL and the type is get. When I am sending, then I must receive in our client. So I can see this has been updated. When I am sending, let me just so when I am calling the same endpoint that is broadcasting the message, so I can see things are updating over here. If we have n number of client, then n number of client will receive the same notification from the server. Now let us try to implement this in our Angular application. So for the server side end, we have created the .NET Core Web API application, and here we have installed the SignalR package that is version 1.0.4. You can go to the manage Nucket packages and you can download from here, and you will have the dependencies added to your project. Then what I have done, then I have created a new class that is called message, and here I have given two property of type string. The first one is type and the second one is information. Then I have created the interface for hub client that having the message as a parameter, and it is having a method that is known as broadcast message of task that is asynchronous. And then I have created a class notify hub that is inheriting this hub with type I typed hub client that we have created, that is taking the message as a parameter. And then open your startup.cs, and from the very starting just make sure you have this configuration and you have added the course that is applicable, and you have given the origins. This is my Angular application origin, and I have added the service SignalR service and added the services.addMVC and whatever compatible version that is applied. And then I just added app.use calls and use SignalR on this particular endpoint. So if your application, you can go ahead and see this is your application URL, and application URL slash this notify will be your usable endpoint for the client. So this is what we have done the changes in your startup.cs, and then we have added the message controller, that is an empty controller, and we have just created the specified property, and with the help of dependency injection we are getting the context. And then in our get method, when I am calling the get method, I am creating a new message and simply broadcasting this with the help of this client. So this is what we have done at our server end. Now let us go to implement the same in our client end. So right now we have the basic template that has been created for our application, and we will try to integrate the two other options for sending the message and the message window. So now we have the two other pages for sending of message and the messages. Now let us start creating the logic to send the message that will notify to all the clients. So here we have to copy the application URL and then API slash your controller name, So before we start writing the SignalR code over here, make sure you have installed the dependencies. The first one you have to install npm install asp.net/signalr client. Then you have to install bootstrap, and this is optional, you can install, and install Premang, and then only start working on this component. In my application this is already installed, so I don't need to install. And here we have to give the URL, that is your application URL in your server end, and it will be follow up with the map that we have created for our SignalR route, that is notify. And you have to start your connection. So this is the method name that we have created in our hub client. So this is what we have created the logic. Once we will click on the image, then it will disappear and the message will be appear. So that's why we have created the two ngif. One is for true and other is for the false. If the image is not visible, then the messages will be visible. Otherwise, if any new signal has been coming from server to the client, then it will be notify you with the help of image, and you can apply any kind of image that you want. Now let us start the service. So our connection has been started. There is no problem. So when I am clicking on the send data, it is notifying over here. In the same way, if I am sending the message from here, it is notifying to here. And if I am opening the postman, and I am trying to send the request from here, then it is notifying to both the client. So as soon as I am sending, it is coming to here, and then it is broadcasting from its hub. So then you can see it is notifying to all the clients. If we have multiple clients, then we will have the same notification to all the clients. So this is how we can create an application that is utilizing the SignalR utility, and we can do a lot with our services and all. We can have the things like we have a page, we have a dashboard, and where some data has been updated from our backend, then in your page you can show the notification like some new message has been received, a new news has been received, or the new email or the new message, whatever. And you can update your UI, and you will also get to know like something has been happened at the backend and you are not having the updated data, and with the help of this you can have the things updated in your front end. So that's all. Thank you so much.